All that talking. I'm so long-winded for nothing. So we're going to start over. I'm going to get very briefly. So we started with the first video. Sorry, you guys, I wasn't recording. So the first video, we did the actual PDF, the top of the hour strategy. I went over this in the first video. If you didn't catch the video, it's going over all of the confirmations, the list of confirmations, what to look for in the trade. It's very self-explanatory. It's a full-blown PDF. And at the bottom, we also have the settings for each tool and the currencies that we, or the assets that we trade, from the minis, the micros to the currencies. Some of you guys may not know that you trade currencies actually in futures as well. Then we have the actual template. So what we see on the chart, all you have to do is click on this, right click on this, open up in a new tab. Once the tab pulls up, you just right click and save it as a template. That way your screen can look exactly like ours, right? So what we did was we was basically going over the top of the hour candle and the importance of the top of the hour, being that the institutions only specifically trade on specific time frames. If you're working in the banking system or working in a banking institution, you have your New York session banking system opening up at 8 a.m., closing at 5 p.m. I'm in the United States, so I'm utilizing that as an example. If you're opening up the banking institutions and you're working for the banking institutions and you're trading, you are not going to be trading in the middle of a candle. You have to embed that in your mind. We are not trading in the middle of a candle no more. Right now it's 10:34 a.m. Some people are looking for a trade and they're looking for setups and they're forcing themselves into a market. They're noticing that price is at a high zone here. This is an accumulation phase and they're trying to sell. They're going to force themselves into the sell. But it's 10:34. The smart money is not about to take a trade at 10:34. The smart money takes trades at the top of the hour. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to make believers out of you guys today. But in the PDF, I did not write this on my own. This is a full-blown reference from ChatGPT. Shout out to ChatGPT. I asked them, when do banks trade? Banks and other financial institutions frequently engage in trading at the top of the hour. Market opening and closing. Major stock exchanges such as the New York, London, and Tokyo experience significant activity at the beginning and the end of the trading sessions, often coinciding with the top of the hour. So we're going to focus on the top of the hour. Top of the hour is going to give you the zone. Session key at every top of the hour will give you a zone. We're working on a 5-minute chart here. So the zone is not the hour zone. The zone is a 5-minute zone. Your opening hour for the day, if you're at 16, you're not going to see any zone because opening hour 16 represents 5 p.m. Eastern. And unfortunately, it is closed in between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the futures market. So if you have opening hour 16, you're going to notice there is no zone. This is where you start. If you are unfamiliar where the zone is, this is how you start. So this is 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 6 p.m., it starts to develop the zone at 6. Notice this little squiggly line. And then 7 p.m., it gives you the official zone and you can take a trade. 7 p.m., right? So at 7 p.m. Eastern, not 6:54, not 6:35, not 6:58. At 7 o'clock, I am pulling up the session key. The zone is now created. The zone will never disappear on you. It will never repaint and try to change and make it seem like you're going crazy. If that zone is there, it's going to stay there for 24 hours unless you actually change the zone. You change the zone. And I'm going to show you why that is so important as well. Opening hour 17. So the 7 p.m. You got the sell. Breaking close out of the zone. You got your breaking close. It came back into the zone to retest. You want to see the retest into the zone. You got your beautiful buy. Your beautiful sell right there. Of course, we're going to get into the other confirmations. I don't want to hold you guys for too long. Hopefully, I can get done within this hour. But this is your sell right here. Clean sell. Entry optimizer confirms. Sell. Beautiful trade right there. Your SHA and your range filter confirmed. Sell. You can sell out of the zone. Sell, sell, sell. Optimal sell is here. More riskier sell out of the zone. But as long as you got at least 2 out of the 3, the riskier traders, you can take the trade, but make sure you're trading the micros. You don't want to over risk it. So if you want to take 2 out of 3 of the confirmations, instead of using the regular NASDAQ, Do the micronet MNQ. Same thing, is just less risk, right? Then you have a buy. You got to buy. Let's take off the other filters because I want to focus on this zone, this top of the hour real quick. Entry optimizer, you're in a buyer's territory. Notice you get a buy from the entry optimizer. You get a buy from the session key. You're in buyer's territory. You can take this buy. It's 2 trades off of one zone. This is 2 trades off of one zone, right? Now, I'm going to scroll back so you guys can see how powerful these zones are. This is the day before. The day before, you got to buy, clean buy. Let's get rid of the optimizer. I don't want to confuse guys. You got a clean buy. You have a clean buy out of the zone. This is 7 p.m. the day before. Clean buy. So notice how powerful this zone is. Market is mitigating orders. They got to buy at the beginning of the trading day at 7 p.m. Asian. Came all the way back to retest. Did it close below the zone? It did not. It actually closed at the top of the zone, which gives you an indication that this is an order block based off this candle. This zone is very important. Look at all of this mitigation in the middle of the zone. This is just one of the zones. This is the top of the hour mitigation. Top of the hour zones are very important because they may have taken this trade at the top of this hour, and somewhere along the line, this trade has to get mitigated. And it did right there. A lot of people that got into this trade got taken out. But notice, if you have the zone and you notice if you missed the buy the first time and it comes back into your zone, it does not close below the zone, the same rules still apply. If it comes back out the zone, take the trade again. You might have missed it the first time. Here's your second time, take the trade again. Now, if you take the session key off, you don't know when to take the trade unless you understand smart money concepts. You can see the order block. You notice it's back into the order block. And then you can take the trade based off of market analysis. But who wants to wreck their brain? Who wants to make this easy as possible? So all you got to do is wait for the zone. Break up the zone. Confirmations line up. Take the trade. Price back in the zone. When it breaks the zone, same confirmation. Take the trade. Notice here, you got to sell. It's below the zone, right? Entry optimizer is in the sell. The range filter gave you a sell way up here. If you had got this sale, it's short-lived, but you got to take profit. One at least. You at least got 20 points on NASDAQ, which is $200 profit. At least. You can be done for the day. Depending on what size account you got, the profit rule, the rule is at least $200 a day. There you go, right there. It doesn't look like much, but you got your take profit one right there. Notice it came back above the zone. Same rules still apply. You ride that bad boy right back up. Same profits, same rules apply. Breaks back below the zone. The zones are very important. The zone, I utilize the zone by itself sometimes. Now that I understand the tools, I can look at the tools. I can utilize the zone and the range filter, and of course the confirmations with your oscillators, and just take it. It breaks the zone, take the trade. Break the zone, take the trade. Take the trade. Take the trade. Take the trade. This is just the 7 p.m. zone. This is slow markets here. Wait till we get to other hours. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna go to Y. Let's see. You want to go into real time? I thought this one. I was about to say I thought this one was up here. All right. So session key. Change the zone. I call it the floating hour zone. This is 7 p.m. 6 p.m. 7 p.m. It gave the zone, right? This is 7 p.m. At 8 p.m. it gave a zone. Look at the sale. I'm gonna just go through. I'm gonna just scroll through so you can see these trades. This was yesterday. That's 7 p.m. zone. Here's 8 p.m. zone. So sell, take profit 1 and 2. Buy, take profit 1. It came back down, but once it did break, you're going to utilize your other confirmations. This is why they say slow markets is no markets. Asian session is real choppy. It's real slow. Notice these candles are very small. It's really not no trend. When you get to London session, though, and New York session, yes, sir, that's where all the volume happens. But Asian session will give you some slight trades as long as you're utilizing the tools the right way. Let's keep going. 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock. Sell. Take profit 1, 2. Buy. 12 o'clock. Things start getting interesting. Here's a clean buy straight out the zone. And it took off. It never came back. So this is where it's starting to get, volume is starting to kick in, right? You're starting to get your cross here. You got your cross there. Your oscillators is lining up. The entry optimizer, you're already in bias territory. So you're already in an uptrend. So when you get this buy, you're already in an uptrend. Range filter, the buy came in. This is a clean buy. This is right before London, and that's a beautiful trend. You could have woke up in thousands and thousands of dollars in profit. Let's keep going. Let's take these off for a second because I want you to see. If you miss it, don't chase the trade. If you miss 12 o'clock and it's 12:11 a.m. and you're seeing it going and you want to jump in, do not jump in the middle of the hour candle. You're going to get caught in the trap. All you have to do is simply wait till the next hour zone. There's your next hour. Get into the buy. If you missed it, 24. Oh, sorry. There's no 24 hours. You got to change this to 0. So once you get to 23, after 23, you go to 0. That is 2 a.m. Notice you got a small sell. It hit to take profit briefly. Then it continued with your buy. 2 a.m. 3 a.m. Buy. Clean. 4 a.m. Buy. It's not as clean. Then hit to take profit 1. There's your retest, though. Clean. It never came to your stop loss, so you still got into this trade. That's 4 a.m. 5 a.m. Clean. Look at the retest. After all of these zones, look at that retest. Every zone is very important. Every single hour candle can be mitigated. Look at that buy. Came right back to the zone. Let's scroll. So maybe you guys can't see that. Maybe you guys can't see that. It did this at 7 p.m. It broke the zone, came right back. Look at that retest. Optimal entry for the buy, bottom of the zone. You might be sweating, but if I want to buy it, if I want to buy this market, why am I trying to buy it up here? You're forcing the market. Why would I buy up here? You want to buy it. You're noticing it's buying. It's already buying. Why chase it? Wait for it to pull back. It's going to mitigate the orders. You just don't know when. When it pulls back into the zone, you look left. If it's a buy, you're looking for a buy. When do you buy? Optimal entry is right there. Stop loss is probably 2 pips, if that. It never came out the zone. Buy limit right there for the buy limit traders out there. If you understand buy limits, you know what I'm talking about. That is an optimal entry straight to profit. If not, you just simply wait for it to cross back over your entry line. Here's your entry, orange line. Same rules do apply. You pull up your tools. Everything confirms. You got the cross here. You got your cross here. You can take the trade. Cross didn't happen until here. It's a little late. But if you're utilizing the zone, you knowing that it's already buying. It's showing you that it's buying. It came way back to the zone. It's like some people got late to the train. You late to the station. You was trying to catch a ride from your friend. He already took off. You had to call him like, bro, come get me. I'm outside. He had to come back to get you. You were late. The market, the train, the bus, when it leaves the station, usually has to come back, get and mitigate the orders. So if you miss the first ride, wait for the second run. It doesn't happen 100% of the time, but when you see the setup, you saw this huge buy to the upside, and it pulls all the way back to the zone fast like this, 9 times out of 10, it's just a retest. It's just here to pick you up. So if you miss the first trade, you can jump back in on the second go around. Yes, Lola, if you with the session key, unfortunately, you have to change it every hour. It's not hard. Hopefully in the near future, we'll have the update. I'm gonna update the session key to where the zone changes, but at the same time, sometimes you might not want the zone change because you might need the zone to stay here just for the retest. Depending on what zone you're using. Some people like to use the Asian zone, some people like the London zone, some people like the New York zone. So you do have to change it manually. Hopefully we'll have a tool to where this is a beautiful setup. So notice here at 3, this is 5 a.m. Beautiful buy. Don't force yourself. Just wait. Just wait. Because 6 a.m., you was forcing it here. Notice people force themselves into a buy. Did it close outside the zone? It didn't. It didn't. So you know not to take this buy. Here's a sell, though, outside the zone. So everybody that was forcing this huge buy got caught in the trap, and you already closed profits because you saw the sell break outside the zone. You're now in the sell. Take profit 3 hit. I want you to see something else. Here goes another retest. Break outside of the zone. The close outside of the zone. Notice where it retested. It tried to fake you out with the wicks. Don't let the wick fool you. The wick is the trick. Don't get tricked into a treat. Say Halloween. It is October, isn't it? No, it's still September. It broke outside the zone. It did not close below the zone. This is your retest entry right here for the buy. Look left. It's breaking above the zone. You're in the buy, and it's back at the bottom of the zone. This is for the riskier traders or for the ones that are familiar with it. I don't want to overwhelm you. You don't have to take these retests until you get familiar. But I'm telling you, these retests, these re-entries are beautiful. Right, here's another one. You might not be able to see it, but let's zoom in real quick. Break outside the zone, retest, beautiful trade. Outside the zone, retest, beautiful trade right there. Here, break outside the zone, retest, beautiful trade. The wicks confuse you because this is opening hour. It confused you, but it's utilizing the zone to the T and it's bouncing off of the bottom of the zone. You broke. This was from way back here, and it's still rejecting the zone. So you can utilize these zones as frequently as you want. I just want you guys to see the power in the zone. Here's 7 a.m. Beautiful buy. Try to fake you out here. Might even hit the stop loss, right? We're not going to 100% of the time. The market is very unpredictable. So the tools that's trying to predict the market is not going to be 100% correct. But if you see this buy, this is why the confirmations are very important. You see this buy signal. It's not above the zone, but even if you were to jump into this buy, notice that the candles are not aligning with the strategy. Notice that you're still in seller's territory. So if you see this buy and you notice entry optimizer still in territory, do you buy the market? I mean, you can if you want to, but that the risk is totally up to you. You trading at your own risk then, because the confirmations are not lining up. You want to make sure that all confirmations line up. Now, here you have a buy outside the zone. You have the entry optimizer giving a buy. Your range filter is giving a buy. It is now above your SHA. You're crossing right here. Your oscillators are pointing up. You can get into the buy here and you can catch this trade to the upside. When do you take yourself out of the trade? It's totally up to you. But me, personally, I would ride it either the entry optimizer all the way up or eventually ride the SMA, these candles that you see. See if you guys can see this. Hold on. Ride these candles all the way up until it breaks. So if you're getting into the trade here, you're getting out of the trade here. It's not much, but it's a couple $100 in profit. This is, again, the 5-minute candle or the 5-minute chart. So the session key tool, the top of the hour, every single hour. Let's keep going. We're going to keep going. Got to sell. This is 8 a.m. I do not like 8 a.m. This is when the market starts to whipsaw and the market starts to give you all of these wicks. The institutional traders are starting to clock in. They're starting to mitigate orders. They start to put in their order blocks. And then you start to get a lot of volume. Your margins are very wide. You can put in a trade. Your stop loss might be at $200. You'll put in a trade and within seconds it hit your stop loss because the margins are very wide during this time. So I kind of stay out the market. This is 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Not saying the tools don't work. Tools do work. Here's a nice buy. Take profit one. Here's your sell. Take profit one. Notice you got the retest. This is a beautiful retest. The market closed above the zone. It did not. It closed back into the zone and gave you well over 100 pips to the downside. Could have been done. Could have been done. This is 9 a.m. Let's go to 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Little cleaner. 10 a.m. zone is usually a lot bigger because it just got finished with opening bell. This is usually opening bell. 10 a.m. zone is still your margins start to get clean, smaller, and this is a clean trade. This is the first trade I would have taken today, but I was doing a PDF around this time, so I did not trade today. Hopefully, we can catch a trade in a little bit. Matter of fact, at 11, if time permits, it's going to end at 10 minutes. We're going to end in 10 minutes, so we're going to pull it up, and we're going to start taking some trades live. How about that? But yeah, buy. We got to buy above the zone. Notice it breaks and comes back to the zone. It never closed below the zone. It retests the zone, and there's a beautiful buy to the upside. It's a back above. You don't want to take the buy until it goes back above the HHA. Here's your buy. You take the trade for 10 minutes. You're closing in profit. That's 10 a.m. Let's keep going. 11 a.m. is currently, the zone for 11 a.m. is currently forming. So if you're looking for a zone, and if it's 10:52 a.m. Eastern, you're noticing it's looking like this. This is when you know that the zone is about to be created, and 11 a.m. it is going to start going sideways, and when it goes sideways, it will not change. So this will be the zone for 11 a.m. This is it forming. Once it forms, it's going to go sideways. So at 11 a.m., as soon as it hit 11 a.m. on the dot, the zone is going to be created, and then from there, we will catch the break. So if you have any questions, you guys can ask in the chat. Thank you for passing. Does it have a London session or is that? Yes. Latoya, I don't know. She's in the group. She's in the group. I can answer that in the group. Stephanie. Yes. Mind blown. Top of the hour. I'm telling you, once I saw the top of the hour strategy, utilizing these tools, and it kind of was an aha moment for me. I never really looked back from there. So I don't force myself. If I see a trade, it's 10:53. I want to get into the trade. I be real antsy, but I wait until 11 because I can jump into a trade right now. You might think it's a buy because it's going up. You might think it's a buy, and I jump into a buy, and then 11 o'clock zone hits, and it gives me a sale, and now I'm stuck in the trap. So instead of forcing yourself in the market, all you have to simply do is be patient, wait for the zone. The zone is going to give you a new trading zone and a new trading opportunity every single hour. So if you can only trade in between 9 p.m. and 12 midnight, then you know you got 9 p.m. zone, 10 p.m. zone, 11 p.m. zone to work with. You got 3 different trading opportunities to work with. You no longer have to force yourself into the market. All you got to do is just have a little bit of discipline. I know sometimes even when all of the other confirmations line up, the fear of missing out, people don't want to miss the great entry and all of that. I understand that because I've been there as well. You don't want to miss those entries, but you do want to still, especially trading futures. Now that we're in the big boys league, you do not want to get caught in no trap, especially trading futures. You want to make sure that you're on the right side of the trade. You catch the momentum because once 5-minute candle, you can be done. Then right before we get closed out, I'm going to show you guys. Let's see. Let's go to the session key. Where was we at? 8 o'clock. This is the 5-minute. If you want to get more conservative, you can go down to the 1 minute. These zones are very important. Lord have mercy. Look at every test. And it's on a 1 minute chart. And Jay can attest. We be at the 5 second doing these bounces and retests on the 5 second. So notice the sale. You got the sale early because it is a 1 minute. The lower the time frame, the smaller the zone, and you may get caught up in smaller traps. So it is a little bit more riskier. So if you do want to be those traders that you want to catch that perfect entry, instead of jumping in the middle of the candle, all you got to do is just go to a lower time frame. That way you can get a better entry. It's sold, but it's very brief. Let's look at all of the other tools. Notice you got the sale, but is it below your SHA? It isn't. This is a false signal. So you saved yourself the trap. Here, you got the buy. Is it above the SHA? It is. Is it above the session key? It is. Is it above the entry optimizer? Yes, it is. Range filter. Buy was all the way back here. You got your cross already. You're already in buyer's territory. Take the buy. This is the 1 minute chart. And you got to take profit 3. It's 5 minutes. Guess what? It came all the way back. So if you up here, you're in the middle of the candle, you're in the middle of the time frame, you done already missed the buy, you up here, the fear of missing out, people will jump into the buy and get caught in the trap. Don't get caught in the trap. All you got to do is wait. If you're still utilizing the zone, wait for it to come in the zone. If it's not in the zone and breaking the zone, don't take the trade. Just wait for the next zone. Because a lot of times people will see this and try to jump in the market and then they get stopped out. Just wait for it to come back. It's going to come back. If it does not come back to the zone, all you got to do is wait another hour or another 10, 20, 30, 45 minutes for the next zone. But it did retest. Bro, it retested. In case you missed it twice, it retested a third time and took off. So these are, and this is just one zone. Imagine utilizing multiple zones or utilizing the zone 3 times. You put the buy once, twice, 3 times, you're done. This is a minute chart, folks. I can do this on a 15-second, but we only probably got 15 seconds left in this training. So I'm gonna end this training and I'm gonna do one more just for the sake of interest, and we're gonna go ahead and take some trades live with this 11 o'clock zone. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes.